Alright, guys. Hello, it's me again. Today, I want to talk about some things that are more vulnerable and hard to do and hard to talk about, but I want to talk about it because I think it's important. And I know it'll help me, and I hope it will help someone out there on the other side of the screen. Even though I've yet to really feel like that's happened, I just keep hoping and trusting that it'll happen at some point. So today I want to talk about the hardest parts about chasing your dreams. For those who are unaware, I am chasing my dreams right now. This channel, this video is a stepping stone in the journey of chasing my dreams. And what is my dreams, you might ask? Well, in my mind, my dream is to be the most authentic, cognitively resonant version of myself. Oh my god, I feel the anxiety just saying that out loud. I feel like I used to not be able to talk about something so vulnerable and like easy to shit on. But I mean, that's part of it. Another part of it is wanting to travel the world and share my experiences and make a living digitally, remotely, being able to live anywhere and spend time with the people that I love and I value, and being free, being financially free, mentally free, being healthy, and being myself. And I feel like I've made a lot of progress on a lot of those ends, but what I want to talk about today is the hardest parts of that journey, which is, honestly, I feel like it's the emotional aspect, the emotional side. I feel like most people in the world are afraid to dream, and I used to be one of those people. I was so out of touch with myself. I wasn't willing to dream. I didn't allow myself to dream and to know what I wanted and to work towards those goals. And I think for a lot of people, they come to a point in their life where they just feel so disconnected and happy and unhappy that they just decide enough is enough and something has to change. That's what happened for me. But I feel like a lot of people never have that wake-up call, and I feel like part of that is because it's just so damn painful and unpleasant and ugly to admit to ourselves, like, when we're leading a life that we didn't choose, a life that we don't enjoy, where we feel disconnected, we feel fake, we feel empty, we feel like we're masking. It's really hard to admit to ourselves that the path we were on was wrong, or is not working, is not suiting us. And I feel like that's a big part of why there's a lot of really judgmental people online. I think it feels like a lot of people just really hate seeing people succeed. And I used to be one of those people who, I would go online and I'd see all these people doing things that I wish I was doing, and I'd be like, I hate them. I never really like hated people, but I definitely noticed the judgment and the pessimism and the cynicism, and that was kind of like a wake-up call for myself to be like, wait, like why do I feel so bothered by these things, by these people, by seeing people doing certain things? And at the end of the day, I realized, like, for the most part, really, for any judgment or prejudice or discrimination that I had, like these biases, like, I feel like it really all comes down to wanting to feel superior or feel normal. And a lot of times, really, it's just jealousy, man. And for a long time in my life, I was surrounded by the type of people that I'm describing, I feel like. And so I feel like I really internalized that, like, super critical, like, judgmental, like, pessimistic, like, hateful, spiteful, perspective, like way of thinking and seeing things. And I think for myself, I internalize it both in projecting it outwardly, at least in my head. I would have these kind of thoughts and feelings about people and things. But I think the worst part was the internalization, because the way we view others is really the way we view ourselves. And I feel like that's been the hardest part in this journey. A lot of it has been healing and getting over my social traumas, and a lot of it is all in my brain. It's all in my head. Like, I don't actually, thus far, maybe once I like blow up, and I do think it's once, I don't think it's if. That might seem like egotistical, but I think it's more so trusting the process. I trust myself, and it doesn't mean I'll be like super viral and like million subscribers, but I feel like I will get to a point where there will be people who find me, who resonate with what I'm doing and my message. And yeah, and I guess my life just looks a little more closer to some of my dreams, is what I mean. But I'm not like, I don't get hate comments really. Like, I don't like get people messaging these horrible things. It's all in my head. Like, it's the voice that's been internalized, because it's the voice that I believed that a lot of the world was like. Or yeah, I guess that was like the perspective I thought that a lot of people had. And I feel like the thing too is, like, when you're, at least for a dream like this, like, it's public, anyone can see my channel, and it feels like anyone can see my failures, and anyone can see, like, oh, like, look at this buffoon, like, he got 9 views on his latest video. And it just sucks, man. It just sucks. And it sucks so much because it's something that, for myself, like, I want it so deeply. I mean, it's my dream. Like, that's the thing about dreams. It's your, like, most deep, profound, like, yearnings out of life. And it's really hard, man. It's really vulnerable. And people can really shit on you and hurt you, try to make you feel like shit. And so, I think I've built a lot of resistance and, like, cringe callous. But it's still a really difficult aspect of the journey. And I think it's something I struggle with the most, accepting and sitting with and processing those emotions, and I guess undoing that conditioning. At least, as someone who grew up in the US, I feel like a lot of society doesn't have a very good relationship with emotions, or like men particularly. I feel like, at least in my upbringing, maybe it's more from my Mexican background, but I feel like I grew up not really expressing emotions or affection. And you always hear, like, oh, like, man up, like, oh, men don't cry, like, blah blah blah. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm actually really curious. I wish I had someone I knew who, like, is chasing their dreams, or has already chased their dreams and made it for the most part. But I feel like for me, there's a lot of times where I'm crying, man. Where I just cry, just like feeling grief, just feeling sad and disappointed, like feeling like I'm pouring my heart out, and it's not being seen, it's not being appreciated, it's not resonating with anyone. And it's tricky because a lot of it comes down to perception, and like I said, a lot of it's internal. It's not true. I don't know if it's actually true. I don't know if it's the reality. There's no reason for me to think that it's the reality, that no one cares, and that no one resonates. And just because no one comments doesn't mean someone didn't watch and resonate, stuff like that. And yeah, it just really sucks. And especially, like, knowing that both, like, people close to you, who it would be very embarrassing for them to see it, but also, like, your worst enemies or people who judge you or hate you, like, can also see it. It's like, it's just like you're just opening your heart to the world. And I guess just hoping that it's worth it. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think I don't think that like I'll give up. I'm much too far, I'm much too committed, and I only get more and more momentum and get the ball rolling. And I feel like I'm only growing and improving and feeling more cognitively resonant, feeling more like myself, feeling more joyful, more happy, more lighthearted. And I guess the other aspect of that is like, it sucks to feel like, oh, this is a really good video. This will really, like, this is something special. Like, this feels special. And like, this is the one. This must get some traction. And it's very demoralizing. And it's hard to manage and deal with those emotions. And I think that's why a lot of people don't even try or don't even start or give up. And I mean, there's a lot of times where I feel like it, but I know to trust the process, man. There's so many people I look up to and I watch, like, I don't know, I try to like get to know them more through like their podcasts or interviews or behind the scenes type stuff. And intellectually it makes perfect sense, man. Like, if you just keep going, like, you're only gonna grow. Like, it's just a matter of time. If you're dedicated and you believe in yourself and you trust the process, it's gonna work out at some point. And yeah, I'm too far to quit. And you know, sometimes I feel like I just wish there would be more signs that I'm on the right track. But I think it's a matter of trusting myself and knowing that it'll manifest slowly, bit by bit. I guess a huge part of this channel was having it kind of be like a real traceable paper trail of like my journey, where anyone who finds themselves where I was years ago, where they're unhappy and they want to start a new chapter in their lives and really trust themselves and pursue their dreams and live their most authentic, fulfilling, healthy life. My hope is that there will be plenty of resources and a trail that people can see and resonate with as they're going through their own journey. That was kind of the idea. We'll see what happens, but can't give up. I've come too far. And you know, like my girlfriend's parents started watching my videos, so it just feels so cringe imagining like them watching, or I don't know, you know what I mean? But it also feels very good that the cat's out of the bag and they're supporting and they approve and they seem to enjoy my content. Oh, so just a matter of time, I'm hoping. And yeah, I think that's why it's like so important to do it for yourself and do it in a way where like even if no one gets views, it's still worth it, you know? If nothing gets views, like, worst case scenario, I go through this for years. I don't I don't start making money, I don't get monetized. No one's watching. I get 0 views every single video. Worst case. At the end of the day, I will still have gone through so much growth and be a much more healthy and authentic, joyful person. And that sounds pretty cool still. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. My mind's saying, this is so long, no one's gonna watch this. Just another video no one wants and no one needs and no one values. But it is what it is. It's okay. It's a matter of just observing and being aware of what's going on in our head and not sinking into it. And I think it's one of the really hard parts. All right. That's it. If anyone watched, thank you. Peace.